This is part 2 of talking about resilience and forcing kids to do stuff that they don't want to do. In part 1, I talked about how I want my kids to expect more from life, and that is expecting more than being forced into situations that they don't want to be in. And what I really want for them is autonomy. I want them to know that they can choose to leave a situation if it is not working for them. Obviously, resilience is really important, but I think people get confused about how resilience is actually built. If you look at the research on how resilience is built from Harvard, it says that the key ingredient in building resilience is good supportive relationships and responsive exchanges with supportive adults such as your parents. That is the number one ingredient in building resilience. Obviously, with a really high adult-to-child ratio in home educating, there is a lot of opportunity for that. I'm not saying that schools don't do this at all, and I'm not slating anyone for the choices to send their child to school. But when people say home educated kids will never learn to go through tough things because they won't build resilience, it's just an absolute farce. I also think that the people who are saying this, they're saying like kids need to be miserable because life is miserable. These are people who are unhappy and don't feel in control of their life and don't feel they have the autonomy to make different choices for themselves. That is horrible, and that's a really sad situation for people to be in. But that doesn't mean we want to teach our kids that that's okay. We should absolutely be teaching our kids about privilege, and obviously being able to home educate comes from like a group of privileges, such as having good enough mental health to be able to do it, a stable enough financial position. There are lots of privileges that need to come together to be able to home educate. However, the bar for privilege is not as high as people might think. You don't, for example, have to be really rich. You don't, for example, have to be perfectly healthy. There are plenty of disabled parents home educating their children. So there are a lot more people who have the option to home educate than are probably aware of it. I just wanted to add that in case anyone wanted to do it but thought they probably couldn't because of their circumstances. Anyway, I went off on a little bit of a tangent, but thank you for watching, and do follow for more home education advice, tips and information.